forgot that I need to decor this. Oh, I guess that it would be better if I just played with continue. I'm gonna stop my own stream over here so that I can actually hear myself. There it is. Oh, God, I really have been doing so little of this that I don't even remember how to do it correctly. Hope you enjoy this. It's not gonna be easy. Here we go. The Return of the Great Departed Soul. I think I can raise the volume a bit.
The grand end of the century great exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it. Wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors. The last great hurrah of this century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few are aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case. And like the centerpiece of the great exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park, Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people.
Well, with all of the characters speaking, I don't think that I even needed for voice in this.
The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world.
Yep.
Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies. And today, we showcase even more advanced technology. A glimpse into the future. A world first. A demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Super high voltage. Oh, electricity? Thunders?
A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
Oh my god, teleportation.
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
Are you kidding me?
In but a few moments from now, these gentlemen will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you!
This is not gonna end well, is it? Okay, this guy's crazy. Here. Clearly didn't well. Finally. are you listening? Oh, sorry, what was that, Iris? What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Didn't you like the way I cook my... Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast? No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again? Today's paper! It's full of news about the Creative Exhibition again. Wow, I cannot make her voice anymore. Ah, yes, the Great Exhibition. I'd like to go sometime. You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley? And he's also depressed. Did you say something, Iris? Oh gosh, you're even more down. When did you arrive, Mr. Naruto? Alright, I don't remember how I used to do his voice. I've been here for half an hour already. We had breakfast together. What? Why didn't you mention it before? I thought you might have known I was here. You know, because... Breakfast? Iris is quite right. You're clearly black in them. So much that I didn't know it. So much so that I didn't even notice your presence. Thanks. Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations. What? Let's see. Yes. For example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unruly spikes clearly can be done there for that. Let me stop you there, Mr. Sholmes, because I think I can see where this is going. My hair is always like this. It always has. Ever since we first met, in fact. Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. Thanks again. It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now. 6 months? Since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned. Wait, is that because of what happened in the ending of the first game? They actually haven't reached this. Oh well, that would explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley? Did you say something, Iris? Back to moping. What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me. I know! And the Great Exhibition has opened. You'd think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go to see it together? I want to, of course I do, but I can't. Not for the time being. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm not a great detective after all. So you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can be distracted from, is that it? I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Early. I suppose you're just trying to find out what's going on. Examine. Completely ignoring him. All these different pieces of evidence from cases that Mr. Sholmes has solved are very interesting. The trouble is, Hurley forgets things so quickly, he never remembers why these things are relevant. The other day, for example, he saw the orange pips that were there and decided to plant them in the garden. Pips? Yes, they're all sprouted now. We have 5 new little plants. Oh, well, I don't know what case they were from, but if Mr. Sholmes got the oranges to grow outside in England, he should change his profession. That's right, this place is cold as heck. I do love a good fire in the colder months. Watching the flames flickering and dancing about is just so very relaxing. I don't know, the chimney isn't so relaxing though. No, getting covered in soot isn't my day of fun.
decided he was going to clean it up himself last year. But you can guess what happened, can't you? He got himself stuck inside the flue.
What? He's a very slim man, I admit, but there are limits to where a fully grown man can fit.
Now every time he does himself by the fire, he has nightmares about it.
Is this the reason why children were used to clean chimneys in the old age? Books, papers, scientific implements. I imagine that I should have checked on the right left. These shops are stuffed to the gunnels. Mrs. Sato wouldn't be able to help herself if she were here. She can stand messes.
Susie might not be able to stand mess, but she wouldn't dare touch those shelves.
Huh? Why not?
Everything's in intricate balance. Hurley spends ages on it. If you were to touch even one thing, the whole lot would come tumbling down.
Huh.
Susie noted it was a very delicate arrangement, right from the outset.
You make it sound like a meeting of great minds. But the truth is Mr. Shum just needs to tidy up. Ah, that's right, it was what left. Oh, the Stradivarius. Ah, yes, Mr. Shum's faithful musical companion. Wasn't this violin made by somebody famous?
Yes, it's a Stradivarius. I'm afraid you'll have to save up for 100 years before you can afford one, Runa.
If I were to save for 100 years, I wouldn't choose to buy a violin personally.
Oh? What would you buy then?
I have no idea. I think I'll have to do it so I can find out. Everything here is checked. Everything here is checked. That huge thing is here. Every time I look at that machine, I can't help thinking what a monstrosity it is. What's it called again?
The Cray Analytoscope! It can analyze absolutely anything, you know.
It does seem incredible, and at the same time, incredibly useless.
Ah, but it does look impressive, doesn't it? So that makes it very useful.
How does it make it useful?
Because it means you can pawn it off for lots of money.
Oh my god, we're back to Case Falcon.
The pawnbroker showcase make it all remarks that what an incredible looking machine.
Huh.
So Harley often takes it to the pawn shop when he's in a little short.
It sounds like this thing pulls its weight around here more than I realized. By having its weight pulled around. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure that this series is faulty of my awful sense of humor after all. Oh yes, that huge metal lace. Ugh! The huge metal chest with the lace cloth laid on it, being used as a table for tea and coffee. It's very sturdy, that's for sure, and firmly locked shut.
That chest contains my father's detailed records of Hurley's many cases.
Yes, so I've led to believe, but personally I've never actually seen it inside.
And that's the way it will stay. Those papers are a secret between Daddy and me. If you go open it uninvited, you might find yourself being beaten.
What? Is there a beast inside there or something? No, Rihanna. Oh god. Ah, yes, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? What's in the melting pot today? The blue carbuncle?
Yes, it's from a case of theft that Hurley sold ages ago. The theft of a precious stone.
I wonder if it's based on a real case. Blue carbuncle. Yep. Yep, it is actually a real case. A carbuncle is another
name of a garnet, you see? Especially if it's cut with a rounded top.
Oh, really? And this garnet was blue, was it?
Well, that's the thing. They're usually red. No blue garnets have ever been discovered.
Oh!
So who knows what the stolen gemstone actually was? That's the real mystery of the case.
A proper Sherlock Holmes conundrum, huh? I look forward to finding out what aroma your tea will have, Iris, every single day.
Ah, well, I use a different concoction of herbs from the garden every time, so it's never the same tawa twice.
When you call it a concoction, it sounds more like a science experiment than something from our tea time.
Mm-hmm. That's because different blends can have very different properties. Some calm you down, some make you feel jolly, some give you energy. This particular blend is something quite special, so you're really in for a treat.
That sounds ominous. And there's more concoctions there. There are so many different bottles up there on that charming little set of white shelves.
Do be careful, Runa. You mustn't try to count the soft any of those bottles, even if you're hungry.
I wouldn't do something stupid like that! I'm not a child, you know! Did you forget that you tried to drink the poison from last year's first case?
Well, I wish I could say the same for Hurley. The other day he
Polish a full bottle of... Oh my god!
of one of my alkaloids.
What?!
He said he was hungry.
I'll be extra careful. Yeah, I keep forgetting that Sholmes is a thing, so I have to be careful about what I expect.
I can't type with my eyes shut, you know.
I can't believe it. When a deadline's approaching, you sound like a Gatling gun.
That reminds me of a dream I had the other day. It was such a funny one, it woke me actually. I was stuck for a whole hour in the pitch black, but I didn't make a single mistake.
That's incredible!
But then, when it got light, I found that there wasn't any paper in the machine.
Oh my god!
Now I wonder if I'd actually been typing at all.
I think you might just have fallen asleep on the job. Okay. And here it is. Let's present this. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, about this. Shh! Not another word! Ah, yes, I see! This would be a collar for a bit of miniature cannon with a particularly long neck. And for winter use. Actually, it's the armband I always wear that symbolizes my role as a defense lawyer. Precisely! Which leads us to but one conclusion. Your arm is in fact the particularly long neck of a miniature cannon. What? I'm starting to wish I'd never shown him this now. The man's barking mad. Half a year ago now, I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial held at the Old Bailey. What at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery turned out to be one part of a much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time, unforgivable mistake. Yours fairly. The situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo! Yes, my lord! I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord! Oh, he did say that. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been doing.
You have, haven't you, Runa? Reading all those big fat tomes about British law up in your room, and the notes about Sholmes' old cases.
Brilliant, Irish special pinch of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Mr. Naruhodo. Master Naruhodo. Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall.
Lord Strongheart?
Ah, the delightful Lord Justice Chief. Not my favorite fellow. He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working on the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could, and I can't do that just sitting around here. This reminds me of Phoenix 7 years. The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it? The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art, and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching.
Oh, do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons.
Look down on? Do you mean those things? Fly?
Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All they need is hot air.
But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense! I can't understand it at all.
That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will be just common knowledge.
I suppose it might be.
Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday. Apparently, there was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it though. I'd love to see how bad some of these scammy experiments really are.
Says the innocent 10-year-old girl. See here, every page of this paper carries some article or other about the great exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. And now I have the paper. I actually want to read it. Shadows cast behind. Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper? Oops, no, it's correct. There it is. Every article on the front page is new about the great exhibition. All the experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas, cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's also positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go to see it properly before too long. 10 pages, 1 penny? Wow, so that is what inflation looks like. Oh, what is this? Lost cat. So many glowing reports about the growing exhibition and everything that's going on there. Other than this rather gloomy looking one, that is. Wait! What?
What's the matter, Runa?
The Reaper attacked? There's a lot of articles here that I can actually try to read. That's Lord Ben Six! This must be what Mr. Sholmes was talking about. Does he know any more, I wonder? I actually want to see this close because I think I can read those. Okay, so there's a fire in the. Let's see, I cannot point correctly. Okay, so there's a fire in a dress during a gala. There in the French course, here's about a case of a glass eye. Was presented today with most curious case of a lady who refused to pay her dues for the purchase of one glass eye. Blah 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 blah. She found that she could not see no more with it than she could before and became incensed on the top of paying for a deficient product. Okay. And on the right, in a rather unexpected what? Fashion. Oh, I wonder if I can hide this. It's a lot of text. A lot of this is supposed to be filler, I imagine. But maybe I should give it a little read later. Anyway. Yep. Your gloomy mood. Are you investigating a particular tricky case at the moment, Mr. Sholmes? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add? That's not like you. What sort of cases? Oh, shh! Quiet, Mr. Neruda. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening.
You're acting very strangely, Hurley.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, usually. The more mysterious and complicated a case is, the better Hurley's mouth.
Oh,
Is it the other case that's bothering you?
Iris, please, you mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction. Oh god, on me without invitation. Remember what I always say. Put yourself in the shoes of the individual whom you're making deductions. You say that, do you? You, Mr. Sholmes? Never mind. Once I have a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. That was a deep sigh. It says in the paper that Lord Van Six was attacked. That's terrible. You know the legend of the Reaper of the Bailey, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yes? Prosecutor Baron Van Six. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor, prosecutor, yeah. In a case, there's just no salvation for whoever's in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person time's left on this earth will be short. London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work. Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If any among them their fraternity seem to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels. So, do you mean Lord Van Six has been attacked like this before? This is the first time? Actually, that's surprising to me. He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time. Oh my goodness! Is he alright then? Is Lord Van Six hurt? My dear fellow, how on earth would I know?
Well, in the article here it says, as to what of Lord Van Six and his condition, all will be relayed in tomorrow's morning edition.
What? What? Really?
I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then.
No, that can't wait until tomorrow.
In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know.
But who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps?
Well, I must believe it now.
Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes.
Huh, you really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow.
What?
You think to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you would be wasting your time.
The thought hadn't crossed my mind, but whoa. But now I'm wondering where you're going.
Well, then, see you later indeed.
Listen to him. He's always laughing on his way out of the door. Whoa! That's a new one.
Alright then, Luna. Let's get going.
Iris? What are you wearing?
I got changed to go to the Great Exhibition. They're going to tag me.
What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, well, that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then.
Alright. Fine, just lower that weapon, would you?
Of course. And after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the Great Exhibition.
I have to say that if she's gonna be my assistant, my throat is gonna be completely wrecked in a bit.
What shall I make for breakfast tomorrow? Why don't I surprise you, Bruno?
Okay, let's go to the office. I wanna see what's here. The office is paid. Now that Mrs. Sato's gone, the shovelers aren't represented to correct me. Maybe I'll have to do it myself.
That's not a spade, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel. Ah, so you're a spader, are you, Runa? What? You want to battle it out?
Alright, I'm not going to argue with a native English speaker who has some kind of gun. Okay, I didn't expect that. Mrs. Sato's tea said that she left here with me. I still think green tea is just too bitter, though. Thank goodness for sugar and milk. Mr. Sholmes certainly wasn't expecting the acrid taste that one time. I never heard anyone let out a skin like that before, or seen anyone fall down the stairs quite like that either. Or, I mean, he's Sholmes. It always brings me a smile to my lips when I'm feeling a little down.
Ah, well, do you know what that reminds me of? The day I gave you some black coffee when you weren't expecting it. You fell all the way down the stairs as well, didn't you, Reno?
Yes, do you think we could try to forget that, please, Iris? That one doesn't bring the smile to my lips at all. The kettle's gentle slimmering away there on top of the stove as usual. It was kind of Mr. Sato to send that Japanese tea. You really like it, don't you, Iris? But for me, it's the sound of the stove and the burbling kettle that I like the most on bitter winter mornings.
And it feels even colder in here with the delightful Irish pours the tea for me. I really couldn't manage without that wonderful young girl. Irina, it's so sweet of you to say that.
Stop putting words in my mouth, please, Iris. Now, at first glance, my desk here might look as though it's in a mess. However, it's not in a mess at all. Everything's exactly where I want it to be. But whenever Mrs. Sato looked at it, she'd put her hands on her hips and say, "Oh dear." Her way of saying that I should make it a more orderly and neat mess. I miss that.
You sound just like Harold, you know. This is the same about his mess.
It's the kind of logic that transcends international borders, obviously. And you wanna know something? I agree with Hurley and with Ryunosuke. My room is a mess. But it's my mess. Ah, yes, the Daruma doll I brought with me from Japan. I always intended to color in the other eye once I become a fully fledged lawyer. But it's still winking at me, like it's trying to say, I can't wait, take as long as you need. Or maybe not. I'll just have to keep on doing the best I can, I suppose.
I could color it for you, Reno, just that one eye, is it?
No. It needs to be done with a bit of ceremony, Iris. It's just not a toy for coloring it, you know. I wonder if they still have this one. Look at the prawns and the anemones gently swimming around in the tank. Regular cleaning, some food, and fresh water's all they will need. And some conversation, of course. It seems like a lot of effort at first, but it was worth it. I'm starting to be able to tell what they're thinking. Funny to think that so many people in London had aquariums like these ones when they were in bog. You'd never expect for the fine sea anemones at the middle of the capital. I think I'll have to name them soon.
Oh no! Reynolds disappeared!
What?
Ah, I expect he's been eaten by Hurley.
I think I'd prefer if you used your imagination more when naming the sea life. Oh my god! I never did see what Mrs. Sato's room looks like. I mean, I could go in now, of course, but I don't dare. They say a young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets. She actually did say that. Although from the laughter I used to hear when you would visit, I imagine it's mainly sweet.
Ah, we used to have such...
Ouch!
We used to have such fun in Susie's room. She told me all sorts of interesting things about your country, you know.
I miss her too. It's Mrs. Sato's desk. I suppose it won't get used now that she's gone back to Japan. I'll just have to wait here patiently for its old friend to return.
Even now, I sometimes find myself pouring a cup of tea for Susie by mistake.
That explains why sometimes I find a steaming cup on her desk here. It shocks me every time. But it's just one of your pranks, I see.
It's not a prank. I miss her.
And I get it. I get it, girl. Oops. So now that we checked everything... Iris, have a quick look at this.
Your lawyer's Beth. How many times have you shown me that rune?
So this is the lawyer's badge. Sorry? It's very important to me, that's all. I don't feel complete somehow if I'm not wearing it.
Well, personally, I think you should try wrapping some different things around your arm from time to time.
Oh, really? Like what?
Perhaps a pretzel?
Pretzel? I never heard that word before. Oh my god, the breath.
Well, I think it's kind of a German defense lawyer symbol.
Really? I'll have to try wearing one sometimes. Alright. Iris, about this paper.
Oh, yeah, it's all about the Grand Exhibition. I'm so excited about it. Once you've done what you need to do, we should all go together and explore.
I don't know. It sounds like it could be quite dangerous. We wouldn't want to get caught in an explosion as we were walking around in the showground.
Oh, is that what I think is going to happen, is it?
I mean, already an explosion happened, girl. You told me about this. What did you want me to think? Wait. You have the what to do, of course.
I'm so excited about the prospect of Naruho's Anything Consultancy opening for business again.
Anything? That's not what it's called. It's Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Oh, of course, of course. The Write Anything Agency. What a good reference. I've done a lot of studying these past 6 months, reading law tests and judicial precedents. I'm sure I'm a better lawyer now. I can't wait to start practicing again.
Nothing seems you're here at all, though, has it? It's as though time has stood still in here since Susie went back to Japan.
I wanted to keep it ready for Mrs. Sado in case she was able to return to Britain at one point. So I've just left everything the way it was.
Oh, I see. Right. And there was me thinking it's because of the way you are, Runa. You know, never bothering to tidy up, I mean.
Iris, this isn't the time or the place to bring up my tidiness. Or lack of it. So now that we've finally done this, let's go ask for permission to be a lawyer again. The conversation of the characters are so interesting that we really have been streaming for 40 minutes by now. It's been about 6 months now since I was last here. But some things never change, like the sense of foreboding that I always seem to feel in this place. Wait, what are you doing, girl? And it doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though. She's happily reading over there.
Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here.
Of course, I was forgetting that you've been here before. The time we came here 6 months ago, when Susato-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan. Ah, I understand you want to speak with me. Lord Strongheart, I trust you've been keeping well? Wait, what happened here? I just realized something. Yep. I just realized that I never posted this correctly. There it is. That makes more sense. Okay, a moment. That is not the button. Ah, Lord Strongheart! I trust you've been keeping well? Let's see. Since you've arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while. My apologies. Oh, no, not at all. I'd like nothing more than standing around staring into space. Good to know. Good to know that doesn't appear to bother him at all. Male Strongheart.
What a name.
Lord Chief Justice of London. He's the man who allowed me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student. You need only savor for the air for a moment in this grand office to understand his preeminent status. As you will be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. You have been waiting for this one quite a while, haven't you, Strongheart? We're extremely busy as a result, policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with petty crime. And furthermore, as of next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium. Forensic? Interesting. I've not heard about that. Investigating authorities from 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it. As we're the hosting nation, I have much to do, and it is my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, so be it. Well, it's nice to know where I stand. So, you wish to consult with me? Of course, I can very well imagine what this is about. Oh, well, thank you for agreeing for this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court. That's what brought me here today. But actually, there's something else playing in my mind as it happens.
Rena, just take a deep breath and come out with it.
Okay, give me a second, sir. I know that I wanted to speak with you, but I'm gonna check everything just because I'm that dumb. You're gonna read all these books even if you were reincarnated 3 times sober as a bookworm.
Oh, I know, so much reading material. I'm very envious. I've really been running out of things to read recently.
That's because you read so fast.
Perhaps little by little I could swap some of the books here with some of mine from home.
I don't see why not. No one would notice, or at least I wouldn't, even if I was reincarnated 3 times sober as a librarian.
Oh, I've just got a great idea.
What is it?
We could hide us inside these suits of armor and spy on the Fob Watchmaster to find out what he's really like.
I don't have much interest in what Lord Strongheart is really like, though.
Oh, please, it would be fun. You could be inside the left one, I'll go in the right.
You really want to have a go in a suit of armor, don't you?
Now you're making fun of me because I'm a child, aren't you?
I wasn't making fun of you at all. I'd like to have a go too. His desk. When you look at that, there's no mistaking Lord Strongheart authority, is there?
But the light from that window behind is far too bright. It will be very bad for the eyes.
Hadn't thought of that. There are no curtains, that's for sure.
What's more important? Having a desk with an air of authority or having eyes that work?
I can't say I never considered it. After all, my little office barely has any light to speak of, and I really haven't been in my desk in a while. The cogs of the giant clock are keeping time as usual with their steady rhythmical motion. It's really quite disturbing how little sound they make considering their massive size.
Someone very brilliant must have designed it, and whoever maintains it must be very talented too. But I'm not entirely convinced it's 7 o'clock.
What? But what about the huge clock face that forms the window over there?
Some people just make machines that move for the fun of it, because they enjoy watching them.
You're talking about Hurley.
Right, like how Hurley makes it.
Yes, I knew it!
He makes his rambling introductions just for the fun of it. Even if the outcome isn't quite right.
Never mind all the trouble it gets others into along the way. So, permission to work. I actually came here today to ask for your permission. Go on. 6 months ago, my right to work in court as a lawyer was revoked, and was told to spend my time studying. Obviously, I'm very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system, and I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Here it comes. I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you're a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role. Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on the study tour, not me. It should have been Kazuma. He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. If that tragic accident hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this office now. I wonder if that was a murder mystery! Mr. Asogi was my best friend, you see. Yeah. That's why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill his calling for him. His calling, you say? Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling? Sorry? The mission with which that young law student was charged. What do you suppose it was? What do you mean? Mission? He's not making any sense. Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously obeying your revised instructions. Do you mean? As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain. Thank you! Thank you so much!
That's wonderful news, Runa!
Ugh. In fact, I believe that I have the perfect face to make your combat a curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope. Of course! Please tell me more! But in the meantime, all sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them all will take place at last. The International Forensic Science Symposium. It does seem as the criminal investigation needs to embrace scientific methods, doesn't it? Exactly! London, the global epicenter of culture, science and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million. Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate. So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible. Am I having trouble with the network? Just for... I'm gonna check because it seems kinda weird here. I can see some frames drop here. Oh well, it's a good thing that I'm also recording this. So, it's... Whoa, that's a lot. Oh, that explains a lot. My network is going crazy. Maybe it's because it's windy outside today. It's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible. Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it? Exactly! The future of policing. Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods. Oh dear, that's alarming. Exactly! It's extremely alarming! Huh? She gets scared by him. If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you can be sure the numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different to the current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim. Sorry? By way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail everyone now.
What? Oh, how fascinating!
It all began 15 years ago. I was... Oh my god! Is Ryunosuke falling asleep? Is Ryunosuke falling asleep? I wonder how long this took. And that more or less sums up my feelings on the matter. In the simplest of terms, of course. Essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division within Scotland Yard. That is my mission! Oh. Wow, what's going on? Did this stop recording sound? No, it didn't. It just kind of glitching. That's a scary. But this is what is concerning to me all the time with this. Okay, so it is still working. It's just very slow. Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be. And she just started reading. Iris isn't paying attention at all. She's got her nose in another book now.
Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful?
I actually drifted off for the most part. He's surprisingly ardent about forensic science. What happens if I present this? Oh, he actually has a response. By the way, Lord Strongheart, about this. The symbol of the defense lawyer in Japanese is that's the symbol of a defense lawyer in the Japanese judiciary. Oh, I didn't expect you to know that. We never accept foreign students before first researching the legal systems of their home countries. But such strengths are merely for show. The only true measure of your worth is your performance in court. Yes, right. Hey, this is not what I wanted. This is what I want. Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this? The reports of the overwhelming success of the Great Exhibition? Of course. No, not that. The story on the back page. What story? The Reaper attack. Oh, that. You've enjoyed some victories in courts against my #1 persecutor, have you not?
Poor Mr. Reaper. What happened to him? He wasn't killed, was he?
There's no need for concern. Lord Van Six would not be so easily dispatched, I assure you.
Can you tell us what happened? I'd really like to know.
Very well, if it interests you. It does, strangely. So I guess there were two ways this conversation could have gone into this point. You describe it as a curse affair? Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. Are you aware that there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday? Oh, no.
Yes, I read about that. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment. Let me see. How was it described? Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, I think.
Instantaneous kinesis, as in moving things with a click of fingers?
That's right. That's just what my herbal plants need. A touch of devil may care.
Whatever the serious accident was exactly, it's clearly captured on Cyrus's imagination. It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage and a man lost his life. A certain Mr. Odiasman. Odiasman. What is the pun here? I'm gonna have to look later. An investor and a well-known figure in society. A large explosion?
Ah, a man died?
The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert Harebrained. Oh my god. Harebrained. He was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear in court tomorrow on the charge of murder. What? Murder? If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry to meet with him at the prison. There is very little time for you to carry out any kind of investigation. The Great Exhibition, a scientific experiment gone wrong, and murder? I feel out of my depth before the event started, still.
We should go to the prison straight away then, and try to meet with this German professor, don't you think?
Definitely. Ah, yes, one more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper.
Oh? With Lorben 6? How?
Fortunately, Lorben 6 emerged from the attack unscathed. Street ruffians are no match for that man. He's a very capable fighter.
But that's incredible! They were armed with guns! Why was he attacked though? Do we know?
It's related to events that occurred a month ago. The leader of one of the capital's criminals organizations was indicted and persecuted by Band 6.
Wait, really?
But the man was acquitted. I have no doubt large sums of money were involved behind the scenes.
Large sums of money?
A deplorable situation. Members of the jury were bribed, it seems. However, despite winning with his freedom, the man in question made a dramatic end yesterday. Oh my god, don't tell me it's the same person.
But you're not just suggesting that was the work of the Reaper, surely?
The victim's henchman certainly seemed to think so. He was a man of the name of Asman, Mr. Odiasman.
There it is. That is where this is getting connected. Did you say Asman? That's the man who died in the big explosion at the Great Exhibition.
Yes, known publicly as an investor, but in reality, the head of a significant criminal organization.
Unbelievable.
I wonder.
Could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart?
Try me.
Why do you use Lorben 6 as a prosecutor? All the criminals who managed to get off in court then met with mysterious ends outside the courtroom. And fearful of that fate, they seek to strike at Lorben 6 first. I know there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaper in that sense, but still, something's clearly going on here.
I have Band 6 work for the prosecutor service for 2 reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none. And secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred inside the cauldron following his trials are nothing to do with him.
But that doesn't make sense! How can you explain so many have died if not by someone's hand?
Band 6 may have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he's no killer. So he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the crown. Unless he wishes otherwise, of course. Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. I'm already 11 hours and 16 minutes late. My colleagues may be starting to fidget.
What? Half a day? That's quite something.
That meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So lateness was inevitable. Time stops for no man.
I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 reasons.
Of course, that's why he's late. Ah, yes. Where would I find Lord Van Six now? I would assume he's at his office. Right. I'll go ask him about attacking person. I want to get this straight from the horse's mouth. Away with you now. I'm leaving Professor Hairbrain's defense entirely in your hands. That is a new pose. Of course! Yes! Thank you very much, my lord! Okay. I'm not sure what is going on with my computer, so for now, I'm gonna leave it here. We now know I have some of this, but now that I can actually stream again, I'm gonna be doing this more often. But I also need to start doing some other things that I've been starting to get in. Whoa! Oh, nice. I actually do have someone with an objection. Oh, but this one is just about. Let's see. This person. The rest is lower, blah, blah, blah. Bam. And that's it. But yeah. For now, that is what I'm gonna be doing. Take care, everybody. I hope that my computer can still hold on, because this doesn't look good. But, see you later. Bye. Take care. Adieu.